Hey everybody, Texas Stroker here, Lance's Performance Shop, Lone Star Mopars.com. Still Saturday night here, rainy, cold night, and trying to kind of get some stuff cleaned up and caught up, and that is where we left off in our previous tool haul. This one will be number 3, and it's again a compilation of several orders across lots of back-ordered time, and this is just me stringing it together as best I can for your enjoyment. So, I can tell you right now, the combined value of these items exceeded $100, so we get the German Tool sticker pack, and as with any order at KC Tool, you get a bit of thanks. Currently, as of this recording, number 2 Phillips from VIT. Now, moving on, we're kind of gonna go through this one fairly quick in part. I'm losing my voice, it's late, and the battery light's flashing. Since I don't always mention it, but you should know by now, I do timestamps with links. I still make nothing off of this stuff as of recording this. It's just there for your convenience. The gloves, of course, are from Alpha. And on that note, we've got to throw this down. And you think, hey, you just did that last time, right? There's the backing of it, and you're thinking, why is that here? Well, it's here because this is here. That's right, I grabbed another one, and what did that do for me? It got me another mini can of Ballistol. Not gonna lie, the $6 value played into mind. So did this. I mentioned to you last time, it's nice to have a level on both ends, but where else do you want a level? In the middle. So yeah, you could go, you get a 2 foot, 4 foot, whatever you need level, or you can kind of just cheese it with little ones. The advantage of the little ones is, again, is the size. They're small. They go places where the big ones can't, or they would be cumbersome. I now have 3 of these being number 2 and 3. I don't know if I will wind up giving one to my nephew, or if I'm just going to keep them. But anyway, that's what that is. It kicks the tool haul off in the same way. And like I said, that was just a great deal on the seasonal. These things, I have them. If I hadn't used them, I might not have, been as willing to get them. But with my experience and how useful and handy I found those things to be, I had no issue spending the $20 to get those, especially when it nets me a $6 can of Ballistol for free. And again, the more I use that, I think where I kind of went wrong was doing it this way. I'm of the mindset like, oh, you buy more, save more, which is totally true. This is a way better value. But then you have to get the sprayer or risk it spilling, and then you have to come in and you find uses where the aerosol is actually way more beneficial. So, kind of pick your poison, pick your preference. If you want to put it on a rag type of a thing, you can still go this route. But when those are free, super good deal. If those ever become free again, I will once more shamelessly collect them for future use. Coming in, how do we want to tackle this one, I wonder? Let's see here. Let me take a look at my notes over here across like 4 different little order tickets. We've covered those. I think we're going to jump now to this. And it's not this item. No. It is going to be this item. And what is this item? Well, it is from Stahlwille. It is their part number ST03020019. It is from their 51 series. It is a 1/2 inch extra deep 12-point 19mm socket. While generally across the board German sockets are not that bad in shallow format, when you go deep, things escalate exponentially. Not just a deal even where they double. It's like sometimes 3 times the price or a little bit more. Case in point here, this is $34.41, which you're basically in tool truck territory there, probably a little less than some of them. It sort of depends, what line you're going with, but it is pricey, and that's why there's one of these. This channel doesn't make a ton of money. It basically makes no money. And if you factor in what I'm doing here, my time, what we're bringing in, it's losing money. It's hemorrhaging money. This is something I would love to do. This was sort of my gateway. This is the one that I thought, that's probably going to be what I would reach for and want to have deep. Most frequently, it's almost 3/4 type of a thing. And it's just a situation as I come in and just piecemeal these socket sets together. 19 I felt like was where I would start. Keep in mind, 1/2 inch drive, if we were like 3/8, maybe we do 10 and 13, but in 1/2 inch, it's 19. That's where I wanted to start, and that's what I elected to do. So it's the same profile, same setup that you see here in the smaller version. It's just deeper. Now what's crazy if I were to line these up right here, and just unscientifically put my finger there, I'm going to say that that is roughly, you would more than double, obviously, and then maybe like a third or a little less than a third of the height, like a fifth to a third, 0.20 to 0.33 type of thing. So it's not just a double deal. I mean, you can kind of see side by side and get a feel for it yourself. They're significantly taller. Could we mic these? Yeah, we totally could. Could we measure them? Absolutely. Should we? I guess since I'm talking about it, we will. I'm trying to get through this a little quicker. And yes, I am aware that these would be measured in metric, which I don't have access to. We're going to call that 1.5 inches. So they're shallow, standard shallow, 1.5 inches. And this extra deep, which for what it's worth, that's just, I don't know of a deep. This is the deep, 3.25. So 1.5 inches to 3.25. So basically very close to what we guesstimated. Doubling 1.5 inches would be 3, and this is 1/4 inch more than that. So this is reasonably priced in my opinion, regardless of the brand. The deep sockets across the board kind of get crazy. So the end goal, yes, would be to create the shallow set we've been building coupled with the deep set. Now I'm in no rush to do that because I've still got like old Craftsman sockets, which are totally fine. We might even go a different direction, but this is sort of like the long-term pinnacle goal. And at $34 for one socket, like, that's I'm in no, it adds no incentive for me to hurry across for that milestone. So if you see this and you think that would be so cool if somebody had, you know, like a full set 1/2 inch deep Stahlwille sockets, total just 1/2 inch drive, complete shallow and deep, I agree. And the way you can help me, I'm not seeking your financial contributions, but tell your friends about the channel. If you have anyone remotely interested, or if you're like that German tool guy amongst your group of friends or coworkers, tell them, you know, the more people that watch, the more people that might subscribe or find the videos interesting and the channel can grow. What I'm doing is not popular, right? Like, I'm into Chryslers, I'm into old Mopars, I'm into sort of like old American, German and Japanese tools. We're not doing, you know, like, there's things I could do that are, you know, way better for growing a channel. So if you want to help out and see this crazy stuff in my head come to fruition, that's one way you can help without exerting anything, without putting a financial burden on yourself. But back to the socket, it is a glorious creation here. You've got the Stahlwille branding. The one thing I don't like about them is they're opposite of how I would orchestrate it. Like, you've got all of your branding here is going to be oriented, you know, with the business side down. So you got the 19 Stahlwille, you got the Series 51, nothing else. The knurling is there. It's stupid subtle though. Like, it's there and beneficial, but it's not like noticeable. It's to each their own preference there. The broaching is really good, obviously significantly deeper. Does not go by any stretch of the imagination the full way. Probably stops around where that Stahlwille stamping is. So again, that could be a benefit or it could be a detriment. It just sort of depends. Note that there is nowhere pushing through for, you know, the ball detent. It's just kind of an enclosed socket still. Where was I going with this? Somewhere important, I thought. Not really sure, but like I said, I would love to complete the set, but it is going to be expensive and it is going to take some time. So on that note, we're going to stick with Stabila. This is another completion goal. Dadgum battery lights going right here. Glorious little thing. This is a massive looking wrench, and it will turn 3/4 bolts. Not heavy hex, but standard 3/4. This is 1 1/8 inch. I told you I was slowly going to be building that out as I wanted to. The price point on this guy, you're going to be looking at $59.25. Kind of crazy, but again, it's a big wrench, and it is, of course, their 1 1/8. It's from their 13A line. Part number ST404-85252. Don't know that we want to invest a ton of time in it. It's just an awesome wrench. Again, this goes back, it's my dream set of German wrenches, if you will. And is it metric? No, it's SAE, because that's what I deal with the vast majority of the time. 3/4 at work would be used all the time. Here, with cars and stuff, sort of limited to like suspension or bigger, engine components and stuff, but super, super useful, very important size. We finally have that one. Coming in next, we're going to enter these two. I'm going to try to get these done relatively quickly too. This was, I think, from one of these orders, but it took forever to get here. It's from Wera. It is their part number 161010. It is a number 2 Phillips power bit. They call it a Harpoon number 2, actually. And it is diamond coated. I've never owned a diamond coated. Maybe I have, like real cheap Stanleys or something back in the day. But I've never had one from Wera, and I've never had this out of the bag. I feel the grit, which is good. That's what we wanted. There was some reason I bought this. Something had ticked me off, and I'm sure it had to do with some impact bit I was using. And this is going to be my perceived answer. Will it work? Will it be great? I don't know until I use it, but it was $7.35, which for diamond coated, I don't guess that's that bad. Obviously, the end goal, if we like that, we would just kind of build up a stock of them to have them in place. Sticking with Wera, this is something I'm really excited about. It's sort of my test subject, if you will. It's going to be right here. It is their part number WR003089. Kind of reasonable at $14.12. A lot of times with their sockets, they're Taiwan based. I believe, to the best of my knowledge, this one's actually made in the Czech Republic. And what is it, you ask? It's this glorious piece of plastic. Oh wait, now you can appreciate it. This is just we get it in focus there. It is going to be a 1/4 hex, right? I use this all the time. This is probably going to go in my work bag so I can test it out. I don't know that I can replace the T-handles. Like, I can spin really, really fast with a manual T-handle. But where this has the hidden benefit is not that it's 3/8 drive, not that it's short and stubby, which again, I'd actually need an extension. That's another advantage of a typical T-handle, but this has a holding function. There are sets of these, shallow and deep or extended, however you want to consider them. And I am considering purchasing them. However, before I invest in something that I'm unsure of, I like to bring it in and try it. And this is going to be me trying it. To try them at work, I'm definitely going to need to couple it with an extension. So I'm totally aware of that, situation. Cover your eyes, kids. That shot up and got my finger pretty good. Dadgum, these things. Alright, so it's 3/8 drive, and again, the holding function is kind of like the star of the show there. So this is, again, something we're just going to have to use and see how we like it. But I'm very excited about it. They come in the canvas cases, if you're a fan of those, like the extended ones, and that's kind of the route I'm looking for. I would be buying the extended versions, and then it would sort of be something that I couple with it. But that'll be my guinea pig, if you will. And now on that note, again, I'm trying to get through this with a battery light flashing. I have an item that kind of became something in retrospect I didn't need to purchase, but it's here anyway, so we're going to keep it. And that's right here. This is from, if you recognize that ergonomic profile, NWS. It is their part number in 1096-43-200. Set me back $57.18, which is crazy. They were actually, I think, lower than that, but that's the list price. What's special about these is they're insulated. They don't have the clown grips, but they've got the really, really thick grip, and they're matte chromium. And if you're thinking, like, why on earth would you get insulated pliers like this? Well, the truth is, I love these pliers. And at the time, I was like building some stuff out. And this is a true story. I'm not sure how much of it I can tell you. I don't know if it's like inside info or something. But I went to buy these basically because of these, which I love and use all the time. And this is something you're either going to love or hate. These are filthy because I use them with my bench grinder and the wire wheel in particular. They are perfect for holding bolts, for holding flat stock, key stock, bushings, whatever you want to hold. These do it, and they work so well because they're naturally. Picture this as a wire wheel spinning, really badly balanced, by the way. but it puts you in like the perfect position. You don't have to hold normal pliers and come in and put all that strain on your wrist. The tool is doing it for you. That's where I found these excel. I do use them for other things, but that's like their #1 function here at the shop. And there was talks, like I was like, man, you know, this has been out of stock a while. What's the deal? Because these are like a German tool essential, if you follow that on KC Tool. And there was talks of them like not coming back, and I thought, no, they have to come back. They're glorious. If you recall, Yuli actually sent us over a blue pair from the Home Depot, if you will, in Germany, which those are fantastic, same thing. But this was all that was left, and I was like, you know what, I love those pliers so much, and I bought these before Yuli sent his as well. I thought, you know what, I'm not sure about the handles, but it doesn't really matter. I don't want to be without these. I like these enough that I was willing to spend this much money to get the insulated version just to have the spare pair, or the next pair, if you will. So that's how highly I think of these things. And the good news for you, if you're interested in these, based on these with the much cooler sci-fi grips, they're still available. I think everything got back in action. Somebody in NWS was like, you know what, no, these are awesome, we're going to continue to make them. And they did, so they're available. Happy ending for everyone. Now, again, frantically trying to finish this. Our final item, this goes back, I had placed my order for the NWS pliers wrench. And I was like, you know what, we need to do a couple other NWS pliers. And that's actually where those tied in. I was like, well, I'm just going to grab those, you know, and get the different finish on them. I intended to get Titan instead of matte chromium. And I couldn't do that, obviously, because they were gone. But those truly are. You're either going to love them or hate them. If you're at all interested, I cannot recommend them enough. These suckers right here, 4168. It's their part number, 1660 69 250. What a troll I am. That's the first time these have been out of the bag, truth be told, right here. It's basically NWS's version of the Cobra, okay? And I plan to have all this stuff introduced before the NWS pliers wrench, or bring it out for a comparison video. We'll do that in time. Obviously, the pliers wrench got here. I went ahead and expedited that video, because otherwise you wouldn't be seeing it until like Valentine's Day or something stupid like that. So, this is it. This is essentially NWS's Cobra. I've not even played with it. You can see much finer, coarser adjustment, fewer adjustments. I think we're gonna have to like save this for like the comparison video. I'm noticing what's bothering me is that they don't seem to open as wide as I'm accustomed to. A little rough through there, but again, this is literally my first time with them. Haven't really gotten to know them. Much different jaw profile, not just the aesthetics, but just different profile. Again, if you do much with Cobras, you can probably tell that just seems a little bit more coarse. I'm not going to sit here and count them. We don't have time with the battery light. My apologies once more on that. But there were a couple of NWS pliers that are very popular, or at least the styles and what they're competing against, that I have not brought in. This was one of them. Obviously, that's matte chromium. This is matte chromium. It's dirty matte chromium, but this is the Titan finish. So in terms of NWS finishes, the dark color is going to be your Titan, and then the shinier finish is going to be matte chromium. So keep that in mind when you place an order. But yeah, will these be great, terrible, trash? Will I like them more than Knipex? Will we like them less? Don't know until we use them, and we can't do that now with the battery light flashing. But they seem okay. Now, I would recommend at this price point, you probably wait until there's a sale. I would also then recommend that you shop across brands and see if there's a sale on another one. But if you didn't know, if you're looking for something to try out, if you're like me, just like to experience everything, see what you like the best, these are available, and you basically never see them. I think in part because the Cobras are so affordable. They're much more known, much more recognizable, You're not going to walk into a local store and find NWS pliers unless you have like an awesome local store that specializes in, you know, brands like this. But Knipex, you can walk into big box stores here and find them. That's why they're better known. That's in part how they're able to create the lower price point. But these very well could be better. They could be something that they're about equal to you, but you prefer the handles here better, and maybe you think these grip better, or whatever application you're frequently doing, maybe these would work best. It remains to be seen until you use them. But with that said, I don't know how the battery has lasted this long, and I don't want to have to come out here and try to remember where I was or something stupid tomorrow, so that's it. Quick little tool haul here, Casey Tool Haul 83. Hope you enjoyed. If you've used any of this stuff, if you love the ErgoCombis, let me know. If you absolutely love these, you bought them and you hate them, whatever the case may be, leave your thoughts down below. Let me know your thoughts on the price point of the deep sockets from any German brand, in this case Stahlwille. If any of you have used the holding functions from the Wera line, let me know. Same thing, some of you may have used this diamond coated bit, or maybe just a diamond coated bit in another size. Let me know how it held up, if you see any increase in lifespan, how it treats the fastener, etc. But on that note, I'm going to consider it a win that we got this far. LoneStarMopars.com is the website. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all three at Lone Star Mopars. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned a little something. And most importantly, I hope I catch you back here next Saturday for more action from the shop. Again, my apologies for rushing through this, but the battery could die at any time, so I tried to get it done, and we did. And it'll probably cut me off awkwardly if I don't go now. So once more, thanks again, and I'll catch you back here with a fully charged battery in the next KC Tool Haul.